Hi everyone, it's MJ here from Hello Yellow Yarn, and today I'm going to show you how to make these amigurumi love hearts. For this project, I'm using light worsted weight yarn or DK yarn, a 3mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, a stitch marker, and some stuffing. The full written pattern can be found on my website helloyellowyarn.com. I'd also like to mention that you can use a much thicker yarn and a larger hook for this pattern, and the heart will turn out large. Just make sure you use the corresponding hook size for the yarn that you're using. But for this tutorial, I'm using light worsted weight yarn and a 3mm crochet hook. Let's begin. For round 1, work 7 single crochet in the magic ring. For round 2, work a single crochet increase in each stitch around. That's 2 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. There should be 14 stitches at the end of round 2. For round 3, work 1 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by a single crochet increase in the next stitch. Repeat that sequence 7 times. That's 1 single crochet, and that's 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 single crochet in the next, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. There should be 21 stitches at the end of round 3. For rounds 4, 5, and 6, work 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So that's 1 single crochet in each stitch for rounds 4, 5, and 6. There should still be 21 stitches at the end of round 6, and it should look something like this. We can fasten off here and trim the tail at about 15 to 20 centimeters in length. So this is the first heart bump, and we need to make another one, but this time don't fasten off. So go ahead and make another one from round 1 to round 6, but don't fasten off. Okay, so I've made my second heart bump. I haven't fastened off. I've still got my hook attached to it. And I'm going to attach my stitch marker on the last stitch of this round because we are now going to join the two bumps together. For round 7, we'll be joining the two bumps together. To join, grab the first bump and make your first single crochet stitch into that stitch that's next to the fasten off point. Make sure you grab the working yarn tail and not the loose tail. So make your first single crochet stitch here, like so, and then continue to work one single crochet in each stitch. So there should be a total of 21 stitches in that bump. This is the last stitch of the first bump. Now we can continue to work into the second bump. Make sure to keep that loose yarn tail on the outside because we'll be using that tail later on. Continue working into the second bump by working one single crochet in each stitch around until you reach the stitch marker. So one single crochet all the way around until that stitch marker, because that's the last stitch of the round. At the end of round 7, now that we've joined both bumps, there should be a stitch count of 42. There will be a hole in the middle, but we'll stitch that closed at the end using the loose yarn tail. For rounds 8, 9, and 10, all we need to do is work one single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So one single crochet in each stitch for rounds 8, 9, and 10. There is a small stitch on round 8 that you could end up skipping, and it's this one here. It's at the point where the two bumps meet. So make sure you work into that stitch and don't skip it. At the end of round 10, we should have something that looks like this, like two little legs, and there should still be a stitch count of 42. In the next few rounds, we're going to start decreasing. I use the invisible decrease method, but you can use the regular decreasing method. For round 11, work one single crochet into the next 4 stitches, followed by a decrease. Repeat that sequence 7 times. That's 1 single crochet into the next, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 1 single crochet into the next, 1 single crochet into the next, followed by a decrease. Repeat that sequence 7 times. There should be 35 stitches at the end of round 11. For round 12, work 1 single crochet in each stitch around. There should still be a total of 35 stitches at the end of round 12. For round 13, work 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches, followed by a decrease. Repeat that sequence 7 times. That's 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next, 1 single crochet in the next, and a decrease in the next. There should be a stitch count of 28 at the end of round 13. For round 14, work 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way to the end of the round. There should still be a stitch count of 28 at the end of round 14. For round 15, work 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches, followed by a decrease. Repeat that sequence 7 times. That's 1 single crochet in the next, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by a decrease. Work that sequence 7 times. There should be a stitch count of 21 at the end of round 15. For round 16, work 1 single crochet in each stitch around. There should still be a stitch count of 21 at the end of round 16. From here, we can start stuffing the heart with toy stuffing. Make sure to stuff it firmly. Now we can see the heart taking shape once we fill it with a lot of stuffing. We can move on to the next few rounds, but make sure to keep stuffing as you go. For round 17, work 1 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by a decrease. Repeat that sequence 7 times. One single crochet in the next stitch, and then a decrease in the next. So one single crochet in the next, and then followed by a decrease. Repeat that sequence all the way to the end of the round. There should be a stitch count of 14 at the end of round 17. For round 18, work 1 single crochet in each stitch around. There should still be a stitch count of 14 at the end of round 18. Don't forget to keep adding stuffing until closing. For round 19, this is the last round, decrease 7 times. There should be 7 stitches left at the end of this round. At the end of round 19, we can fasten off. Trim the tail to about 20 to 25 centimeters in length, and we'll be ready to close. Don't forget to add that little bit more stuffing before we finally close the piece. So with your yarn needle, all you need to do is weave the yarn tail through the front loops of the remaining 7 stitches to close the piece. Make sure you insert your needle from the front of the stitch and work your way through the stitches clockwise. Once you've woven the tail through the remaining stitches, pull the yarn tail gently to bring all the stitches together to close. And then just hide that yarn tail through the piece several times. Now we'll just need to close that gap in the middle. We're going to use the leftover yarn tail to stitch the gap closed. Go over a couple of the stitches around the gap as neatly as you can. Then pull the tail tightly to close the gap. Just weave your yarn tail through the piece several times and the heart is all done. And your amigurumi love heart is all done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye!